Hey y'all, been in this pool, y'all. Just child playing with the children. So listen, I've been getting asked these questions about this term that's been out a lot called high value. Um, what I will say is, it seems like there's a lot of emphasis being put on possessions, things, and that nature. I'm not saying that we don't need possessions and we don't need things. Obviously, we do. Obviously, we to feel comfortable in living, finances do have a part in it. I will not deny and say that we don't have to get our money together. But as you know, that's why I usually push Dave Ramsey Financial Peace University and things of that nature, Anthony O'Neill, to look into getting your money together no matter who you are, guy or girl, because that's just the world that we operate in. And it's necessary that we have education in it. But however, this foolishness about if you make a certain amount of money, you can act a certain kind of way. Child, them been lies, okay? And we ain't gotta buy into them no more, okay? So I don't care if it's a guy or if it's a girl. If their attitude is mean, if their attitude is stank, if they don't care about anybody else's feelings or emotions other than their own, it's toxic. I don't give a darn how much they make. And you should give a darn how much they make either. Why? Because is there any amount of money worth your peace? Is there any amount of money worth your self-esteem? Is there any amount of money worth your joy? Well, you really think about it. Because just so you know, dealing with that takes years off your life. It adds stress. It brings medical issues. So although you think you're getting it one way, you're losing it another. And you losing it in ways money came back. So it's back to loving yourself, knowing yourself, embracing yourself, because if you don't, you got somebody else walking up to you telling you who they are to you and what they gonna do to you and what you gonna accept and what you ain't gonna accept. How you know how somebody gonna tell you how you feel? Because people been telling you how you felt your whole life and you don't know how you feel. So that's how it's open for these high value people to come in and be high value. Listen, be wary and cautious about matters that only deal with worldly possessions. Listen, I got knocked upside my head so many times I can't count, thinking that that was the measurement of a person. It's not. It's not. The measurement of a person is first, how much do they actually love themselves? Not this pseudo fake love either, real love. Like, how much do they spend time with themselves, love themselves, not have to just need to be and give pieces of themselves away to different people? How much do they edify themselves? How much do they learn about themselves? How aware are they about themselves? You know, my dad has a saying, a dangerous man or woman is a person who don't know their limits. A person ain't know their boundaries. Because they over here telling you they can do something they can't do. Over here telling you that they can help with something they can't help with. Now you hurt, now you upset. But it's also a person that can't keep their word. And they kind of go hand in hand, because if you ain't got no boundaries, you can't keep your word. And this is in all types of relationships. Parenthood, friendship, relationships, you know, personal relationships. It's in those types. If you are saying you're capable of doing something, know your boundaries. Know if you're really capable of doing it. If you ain't capable or you don't know, say, I don't know, let me look into this. But get back, because you need to honor your word and get back to them. That was just a free tidbit, child. We got to do better with our communication. But listen, high value. They need to be, yes, they do need to have some financial competency. They do need to be able to live in the world and not leech off of you. Particularly, of course, if it's a man, because guys, women can be stay-at-home wives, especially with carrying life into and things of that nature. So that might be a different discussion. However, she still needs to have an understanding of how money works. She still needs to be able to handle the budget that she has and not a I want mindset. So there are still signs and things to look out for with the women as well. Even if they're not working, they still need to have the capabilities, the mindsets, the willingness to learn through that. We're going to talk a little later about preparing for marriage the right way. Because planning for the wedding is cute. But we out here in relationships with people we don't know, marrying people we don't know, and then going through a divorce talk about who were you. They was there the whole time. They was there. The signs was there, child. We just ain't never been taught how to look into them. So we're going to talk on that soon. But I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. This was dope. But high value, like I say, look at how they are internally. Look at their relationship with God. It matters. Not what they say. Look at the actual relationship. Look at what you see. Oh, it's going to take a little time for you to get to know them. Yep, that too. If they rushing you, child, they had something. Pay attention to how they make you feel. Long term. Pay attention to how they handle disagreements. Do they tear you down? Or are they truly apologetic and trying to figure out a solution? Ask yourself if you're capable of doing that too. Sometimes you be out here looking for people to be high value and you ain't high value. Be honest with you about you. You know what? We'll talk later.